today by an artist called Mack Jehu, who is a British Ghanaian rapper from South London, I believe.
Yeah, South London.
Croydon, Croydon.
Originally from Sydenham. Croydon's my second home now.
Fantastic, fantastic. And we're going to be talking about music, we're going to be talking about life, connection to Africa, and everything in between. So, Mr. Mack Jehu, please tell me about yourself. Where did you grow up and family and all these things?
Mack Jehu, well, I was born and raised in Lewisham Borough in a town called Sydenham.
Yeah.
And my family, my background is Ghanaian. Both parents. My mum was also born here, but she lived in Ghana from the ages of 2 to about 17.
Very cool. Yeah.
My dad was born in Ghana, and they both are the Fanti tribe. So, yeah, I'll definitely say that me knowing about my Ghanaian roots from a young age definitely impacted me.
Yeah, of course.
Impacted the way I saw the world.
Yeah.
And also just living out there as well.
So you mentioned this in conversation. So you spent some time there when you were a young child.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How was that? How old were you, and how was that?
Do you know what? I remember going to Ghana with my stepdad and my mum, and I think my brother was a little baby at the time, and they just told me on the plane that you're going Ghana, but you're not coming back.
Oh,
and as a little kid, you start crying, innit?
But when you got there, family, food,
loved it. Loved it. Loved it. The community spirit and
absolutely
the food and the people and music as well.
Music and the weather.
Yeah. And of course the women.
Oh, I thought you were young.
Well, I was young, but because as I got older, because I was out there for a long time. Yeah,
it's funnier. It's funnier. My family, similar but not similar. I lived in Ghana, in West Africa, in Nigeria as well, small.
Oh, right.
Till I was about 7.
Yeah.
Then we came here.
Yeah.
So a little bit the other way around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was here for many, many, many years, and my parents moved back. So I started to go back for Christmas and things, and really to take more flavor.
Yeah.
So tell me about your musical journey. We'll come back to Ghana. Let's start with your musical journey in London and what you've been doing and what you are doing. What are you up to these days, and how did it all start?
How did it all start? It started pretty much for most young people. Their parents playing music in the house. Like my mum used to play a lot of hip hop.
Cool.
A lot of like LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Naughty by Nature. Queen Latifah, Money Love. Like just mainly like
90s hip hop.
The early 90s hip hop, but more party orientated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And like my stepdad used to play a lot of roots reggae.
Very cool.
And a lot of Highlife music as well. So it's almost like
it all just comes together.
Yeah. And a lot of Motown as well. So
yeah, it's amazing. I think households, the Motown is always there, the reggae is always there, and Highlife is being obviously from West Africa. Highlife is always there as well. And how have you found that's come into your music or come into the way you approach music?
I think I didn't realize it at first, because even like I remember being about 10 and a half, and I was listening to a lot of hip hop.
Yeah.
But it just took one music video to say, this is what I want to do.
What was the video?
It was Tupac.
Okay.
And it was I Ain't Mad at You. And he was wearing a white suit. And I don't know, but I felt like the message in the music was kind of deep.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was about that particular song.
Yeah, but it got me.
I think it got me. The emotions, what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And when you're 10, you don't really know what he's really saying, but you're kind of like, I like the song.
Yeah, of course. That's how music works, man.
Yeah.
That's how music works. Yeah, if you like it and it's got something, it grows on you and you get to the deeper meaning a little bit later, maybe sometimes. Yeah.
So I think Tupac, and then as the time went on, Nas, Big Pun,
cool,
and many more other rappers.
Now, it's interesting because I've heard your music and it's very British. Now, you mentioned a lot of American rappers, but you have a very proudly British sound as well.
I do.
Yeah. So tell me about the I guess the emergence of that sound. I know that in London we've now got a burgeoning, British hip hop scene that is very proudly British.
Yeah.
And tell me about finding your voice within that.
I think it stems from coming back from Ghana. Even before that, I mean, I think, when I was younger, there was the garage era.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Garage is definitely a big part of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the early, like, soul R&B stuff, like Lyndon David Hall.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting? Beverly Knight.
Omar.
Yeah. Just different moments in the UK, and then coming back in 2003, and the grime scene and the UK hip hop scene. Just seeing like a lot of artists, a lot of rappers rapping in a British accent.
Of course, yeah.
That was kind of like a dream for me. Like,
this is the thing.
When I was in school, when I was little, I was like, I like the garage stuff. It's dope, but I would love to see if there was a scene in the UK for hip hop.
Yeah.
And then years later, when I came back,
it was there.
So I think a lot of there's a lot of names like Skinny Man, Kalashnikov,
yeah, of course, yeah,
Black Twang,
yeah,
Wretch 32, Swiss from Soul Solid,
yeah, Demon Boys.
I'll probably say I didn't get to experience their music, but I as a student of the game, you're always gonna
of course
do your homework. So yeah.
I mean, you're mentioning some names here, Kalashnikov and Skinny Man. I mean, those are people that I've always really, really appreciated. And again, we were talking, and you have a connection to Skinny Man. You did some gigs with him. How did that come about, man? Because he's a legend in the game in the UK.
1000%, man.
Yeah,
probably one of the reasons why I do this. You know what I mean?
Very cool.
In the British accent, in the British way.
Yeah.
I met him for a friend of mine. He's also a rapper. He was known as Prince Radiz. He's someone that was making music around the same time Skinny Man was making music. So they've known each other from back in the day.
Yeah.
My friend, Prince Radiz, at the time, that was his name. He introduced me to Skinny Man at a hip-hop festival in North London at Sparfields Park.
Okay. And
then he was like, yo, this is Mack Jehu, meet Skinny Man. And then, pretty much just kind of just connected musically, connected, just as people, you get along with someone that you have mutual respect for. And as time went on, I think within about a few months or probably, we came up with the idea for the song called Survival Warfare.
Okay.
And we shot the video late 2018 and released it 2019.
That's the one I think I heard on Spotify, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one, And then the tour was in 2022.
Very, very cool.
So we did the tour. We did I'm trying to remember. We did one in Scala.
Yep.
We did one in outside London somewhere. I can't remember the name. Sometimes you get those brains.
I've been on tours many times.
yeah.
I know.
But we did somewhere outside of London. I can't remember the name. Cambridge, that's it. Cambridge. Cool. Cambridge. Yeah. And then we did somewhere in Wood Green. It was like within the shopping centre. There's a place called the Record Shop.
Okay, I think I know what you're on about.
Yeah. So we did a performance there. Yeah. And then that same year, we there was a tribute to Ty.
Okay, yeah.
Ty, rest in peace to Ty.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He had this show that he did when he was alive called Pass the Torch.
Okay.
And Skinny passed the torch to me.
Of course.
At that show. So yeah.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah.
There's some really powerful British influences there, and it's so nice for me because as we were talking, I spent the last 15 years on and off living in Ghana.
Yeah.
And I've come back and forth to the UK, but it's been so nice to see what's been happening with the grime scene, and so many of the big artists have African heritage from Tiny Temper, Lethal Bizzle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these guys, Dizzy Rascal, I mean, Stormzy,
yeah.
They're all Ghanaian.
Oh, yeah.
And they all have that heritage, and it's really, really, really interesting to see.
Yeah. But one particular guy that really stood out for me from the early days that really inspired me to really just be proud was Sway the Sappho, man.
Yeah.
Sway the Sappho was one of those guys that definitely
so.
is someone that definitely inspired me.
We did some shows with him when he came to Ghana, actually.
Okay,
yeah. It's very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
There's another Ghanaian American rapper called Blitz the Ambassador. Have you heard of Blitz?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He's sick, man. He's
sick still. Yeah, I've been listening to that guy for
a long time. Yeah.
He's got a tune with Nas. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, no, he's huge. He's huge. You know?
Yeah,
and again, something we were talking about earlier on. So let's talk about Manifest.
Yeah.
So some of the greatest influences, I think, and you were talking about how you were influenced by his music when you came back from Ghana.
Yeah.
I was at his show 2 or 3 weeks back, and he's one of the best rappers out there.
No doubt.
So how did your time in Ghana influence you, both lyrically and musically?
It's interesting because I was already listening to a lot of the Highlife.
Yeah.
Because my parents were playing the Highlife. And then I heard of this duo called Ochami.
Okay, yeah.
One of them don't rap no more, and one of them still raps.
Okay.
So it was Ochami Kofi and Ochami Kwame.
Yeah, I know Ochami Kwame.
Ochami Kwame. Yeah. So they were like the first rappers that I heard rapping Tree.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, at that time, I didn't understand Tree.
Of course.
So I'm just asking my parents, what does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah. But going to Ghana, I think definitely impacted me as an artist and just as a person, as an individual. I think the music definitely defined the culture.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say there's so many names, man.
Reggie Rockstone,
and then there was a crew called Nananum.
Okay.
And that was Sydney. Sydney was like the main guy that was in the crew. Yeah. Then I'd say definitely Obraffo.
Yeah, very much so.
Definitely Obraffo. I'll put him in there. Tic Tac. Yeah. Tic Tac had a song with my cousin.
Cool.
So there's a song called Masom.
Okay.
And it was featuring it was Tic Tac or Forian Pasa, and I think my cousin was on probably like an 8-bar verse.
Yeah, sweet.
So that was kind of like just being in Ghana and then and seeing that kind of like, wow. Like at first I was like, they're saying the person's name, but I'm thinking that can't be. And then and then later on I come back to the UK and obviously I asked my cousin and she was like, yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's also yeah.
You see it can be done. And,
I feel like it can be done. I think that kind of inspired me as well. So yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, and music is something kind of big in my family as well. So my granddad was a music teacher.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So he used to teach music from the little that I know. And my uncle on my dad's side, he's a DJ and a promoter.
Cool. Yeah.
He's worked with a lot of Highlife artists from back in the day. Yeah. He still does shows with like promote shows and all of that. Yeah, so in the Ghanaian industry.
So it's in you. It's around you as well. Yeah.
It's around me. It's in me. Yeah. And then I've got other family members that do music as well. Some that don't. Yeah. So music's really embedded in me. But I would definitely say the language, the way the artists put their music together, and just living in Ghana for a long period of time definitely impacted my style.
Yeah, it's funny because, I don't speak Tree very well, but I obviously heard a lot when I was out there and speak, kakra, small.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a very proverbial language in the way that people phrase things. And that really lends itself to musicality. It's, there's a tonality to African languages in the sort of ups and downs that's very musical. And I think that, it's interesting to me because I think that does impact the way people flow,
Right, I never thought about that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never thought about that. Yeah.
There's a tonality to it.
Yeah.
There's the sort of ups and the downs. I always say that African languages are kind of pentatonic in the way they are,
Yeah.
No, very, very cool.
So yeah, like the Tree. Actually, I would probably say me listening to a lot of hip life, probably maybe speak the language a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's like watching movies and listening to music can help you figure out the slang and the cool phrases and the this and that.
100%.
Yeah.
I couldn't speak a word of Tree
Yeah.
when I went Ghana the first time. So
you had to learn quick.
Yeah, big up all those legendary artists in Ghana, man. You lot made me speak Tree.
You want to know what everyone's saying as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I had the same thing when I was out there because we'd be listening to something with a group of people, and they'd be like, "Yo, one bit," and I'd be like, "I don't know what just happened." You want to be part of the group, you know. You want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
What's everyone guessing at, you know?
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah,
that's so cool.
But I got a big up Sarkodie as well because I think
Sarkodie is huge, man.
I think he's definitely someone that I saw. Take it
to the next level.
Not even a bit, but take it to the next level. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, I think that you know, as we were talking about earlier, Ghana has a big reggae scene as well. You know, Shatta Wale is doing very well. Stonebwoy is doing very well. So there's this big sort of mixture of artists from the hip life side of things and artists from the reggae side of things who are now getting to that international level.
Oh yeah, I'm proud of that still because I remember Shatta Wale when he was Bandana.
Right, that's a while back.
Yeah, so I remember him because there was this duo called Incasse.
Okay.
And he was on a song
he was guesting on one of their shows.
Yeah, like these times I don't know what he looks like. I just know his name's Bandana.
Yeah.
So I remember him from back then.
Yeah.
But what happened was he changed his name and I didn't know what he looked like. So I thought this was a whole new artist.
Right.
And then he's like, "Oh, that's Bandana." Yeah. So big up. Just, and Shatta Wale, I like the connection between him and Vybz Kartel.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a big Jamaican contingent that comes to Ghana every year. They're now putting on festivals and stuff.
Stop.
Yeah, I know Chronix and his crew came down. Coffee came down. I mean,
dope.
A lot of people don't know, as we were saying, Rita Marley has lived in Ghana for a long time.
Long time.
She's been there for a long time. And there's always been that connection to reggae in Ghana. I think it's the second home of reggae. It really is after Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know, and people have that affinity, and it's, you know, obviously coming back to Africa, to the continent. And it's now become an international thing. You know?
But I feel like the roots is the roots as well. Like just knowing that, like finding out that a lot of Jamaicans have Ghanaian heritage, you know what I mean? So
West Africa, the whole of West Africa.
The whole of West Africa, yeah. So I think naturally, like it was already in us.
Of course.
So it doesn't matter what part of the world we end up in or end up settling in. That's just who we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reggae music, high life music.
Yeah. Even Brazilian music. Someone who's hopefully going to be coming on the podcast is DJ Jules. And he has just gone to Brazil. And he's made a short film and he's released an album of African Brazilian influenced music as well. Yeah. Because there was obviously a huge population in Brazil of West Africans.
Yeah.
So you're right. Yeah. That connection is always going to be there, and West Africa's always going to be, or for us, West Africa, for others, East and South Africa.
Yeah.
But that connection to the continent is always going to be there. It's the foundation of so much of the rhythms and things, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
I think living in Ghana, I think I've always been a conscious person. Always been conscious about things, because I was very into like history when I was in school.
Yeah.
Like I was into like the whole Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther, and obviously Kwame Nkrumah as well.
Very important person,
Very important person. Yeah. So I think, because there was roots reggae being played in the house, that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when you're a little kid and you grow up, you don't realise these things.
The influence of the words.
The influence of the words and the energy and everything.
Yeah, you feel it, but you don't understand it. And then you
don't understand it.
You understand
it. Even Lucky Doobie, man. Lucky Doobie.
Yeah.
I grew up on all of that, man. Alpha Blondie.
Do you know what? Alpha Blondie, because they're from Côte d'Ivoire. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done some work with their percussionist.
That's dope, man.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Oscar, is it Oscar? Yeah, Oscar.
Oscar, yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing, yeah.
Do you know what? I always loved the music. I really loved how it sounded, but I didn't understand the language.
course. Yeah.
But what's so dope about music is that it's a universal language.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of people that listen to Afro beats and they don't understand what they're saying.
This is it now, yeah.
But it's the energy.
It's the energy.
It's feel good. It's feel good. And you know, as Africans,
it's dancing music.
Dancing, we like to dance and have a good time. So
it's amazing because I think now Afrobeats has just become a genre that is now very much a pop genre. And it's an international pop genre.
It's international, yeah.
And Amapiano, South African, you know, house music. I mean, Tyler from South Africa, she is an international global star now.
Yeah, she is.
And I mean, that track Water obviously was huge everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's really, really elevated everyone's awareness of African music. And it's coming into the music. I know there's been elements of it in Beyonce's music, I think from one of the Lion King
she did the Lion King where obviously the song was Shatawale.
Yeah.
Wizkid and
Yeah. So that influence, and that Wizkid, I mean, he's now someone that is...
Yeah.
I was doing some DJing many, many years ago in a different life.
Okay.
And I had a friend of mine, I was like, oh, give me some new tunes. And he gave me like a hard drive with some new music. And I did a blind listening. So I was like, let me just listen to what I like and just put it in a different folder.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like that. Okay, cool. Put that in a folder. Like that. Put that in a folder.
Yeah.
Half of it was Wizkid.
No, Wizkid, he's...
I looked in the folder. I was like, oh, Wizkid and this guy. Someone and Wizkid. The whole thing.
No, he's one of the GOATs. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got a song called Lost Originals where I referenced a few tree words in there.
Very cool. Yeah.
And it was around the time when it was the year of return.
Yes, yeah.
So I did that song with my record label business partner. We got a record label called Just Terrific Records.
Okay, fantastic.
And I did the song with Leon Don.
Yeah.
And we touched on a lot of different things in that song. Touched on the connection between the Caribbean roots and the African roots. Touched on quite a lot of stuff. And he talks from his perspective. I talk from my perspective. I think that's one of the songs I'm definitely proud of because...
I've got to check that out.
Yeah. Alongside Survival Warfare as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's going to be next on my list. You know?
Yeah.
So who are you currently listening to? What's currently making you pay attention in music?
A lot of different artists. Mainly artists that are around me, to be honest. People like my own... people that I'm around, I listen to. I'm also part of a team called Feral Media. Okay. So I listen to Smooth Flow, another artist called D7 Music, and another artist of mine, of not mine, but another artist that I know, and he's a very good friend of mine called Boy Nash.
I've heard of Boy Nash. Now, Lemsy was talking to me about him, and he said that I've got to have a chat with him.
You definitely have to have a chat with him.
Yeah. He said some good things. So
listen
to some music. Yeah.
So like people that I feel like when I listen to people that I know, it makes it feels more genuine and real.
Yeah, of course.
And I understand why they wrote certain songs.
Yeah, you actually get it.
Yeah, I get it. And then there's people that I don't know personally. I'll probably say just a lot of old school hip hop. Yeah. Old school R&B. And Black Sheriff is definitely an artist that of the recent times.
Cool.
I listen to a lot of Black Sheriff, a lot of reggae, a lot of R&B. See, with my music selection changes as time goes on.
Yeah, of course. We get older. We're in different countries, different places. Yeah.
But mainly the artists that I listen to is probably Black Sheriff. Outside of the people that I know, it's probably Black Sheriff, Benny the Butcher, the whole Griselda lot, and Dave East, Nas, who else do I listen to? And a lot of the UK hip hop sort of audience from back. I mean, I said audience. Artists, yeah, from back in the day, whether it would be people like Smiler, Kalashnikov, Skinny, and then some of the new artists as well. There's some new artists that I listen to.
Cool. One of the things that I want to get guests to do is I want you to do a playlist for me.
Playlist,
yeah. So in the information section we'll have everybody's playlist of what they're listening to and who they think people should be listening to, so we can start giving some love to some people out there in the world.
Yeah.
And, so we'll do a little Spotify playlist and put some of your music on there, put some of your friends' music on there.
Yeah.
Put some stuff that's influenced you on there. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and I think all genres of music inspire me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think not just music, but my own experiences inspire me.
So let's talk about that. We briefly touched upon your time in Ghana. So tell me about that and more the sort of the culture and the family life and how that affected you and just being in a different place from the UK and learning about family heritage.
Yeah. Oh, right. You mean when I lived in Ghana?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it definitely impacted me. I got to understand my Ghanaian roots, Ghanaian culture, just certain ways of just communicating with my people back home.
Of course, yeah.
Certain things that you should do and you shouldn't do.
Yeah, I was talking to elders, yes.
Yeah. And respect is a very big thing in Ghana. So I think that definitely that's just a part of me, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's so true, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just think, like I said, I think it made me independent in some sort of way. Mm-hmm. It made me think different when I came back to the UK.
Yeah.
Because when before I went Ghana, I was pretty much out a lot, outside of the block of flats, where we were just chilling with the man them, or obviously at that age you're still in school, so whenever it's like summer holidays, you might be outside playing basketball, or whatever the game was back then. And then I came back when I was 17, and it's kind of like everyone's just doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. So I pretty much wasn't really out a lot like I used to.
Yeah,
I'd come out, chill with the man them for a little bit, and then pretty much
get on with what you need to get on with.
But I think Ghana definitely maybe played a part of that. Because it made me kind of just...
It makes you serious.
Makes you serious,
Yeah.
And I think people kind of probably thought, oh, you're not fun anymore, man. You don't if you want to get into trouble.
Yeah. You don't want to do any running around.
Yeah, you don't do the troublemaking stuff.
It's funny. This has been a story with... it's been a story recently, actually, because did you read that article recently about a young British Ghanaian boy whose parents said they were going for holiday in Ghana, and then they left him in Ghana, and they put him in school there because he was getting into some trouble in the UK, and they said we want him to be safe. So they actually did what a lot of people's parents have done throughout the last 2 or 3 decades. You're hanging out with some bad boys. Let me take you to Ghana, get some perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and everyone who's done that, it's always been a positive thing. It's always been a positive thing.
100%.
Yeah, because I think it's easy to live in London and just get on with life. But once you have the perspective, you realize that being in the UK is a really positive thing for connections and for being able to get things done internationally. But having that anchor in Ghana really does give you that sense of community and family, and the importance of lifting yourself up and getting on with stuff.
100%. Yeah.
No, very, very interesting, man. Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true what you're saying. And I think you learn a lot. You learn about survival.
Yeah.
You learn about how to communicate. Yeah. It's funny because I learned how to switch on and switch off. Mm-hmm. So I know when I'm in Ghana, if I don't want, and it sounds mad, but like sometimes if they feel like you're like a Brochiba, which is like someone that's born over here and go to Ghana, they kind of feel like they can.
Oh, there's some tricksters.
Yeah. So when I start speaking the tree now, I think, whoa, we can't mess around with this guy. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, and I think it's like some sort of like it's a good thing.
Yeah,
well, it's a good thing that I'm able to, and when I'm in the UK, I know when to switch on and switch off as well.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what environment I'm in or who I'm talking to, I know how to communicate. And I think maybe Ghana and being born over here is almost like a blend between the two.
And there's so many. I mean, this is one of the reasons that this podcast exists, is to talk about that connection, but also, you know, the importance of being proud of both places that you're from. You know what I mean?
100.
Because we have a big Ghanaian and Nigerian community here, as well as Kenyan, South African, Ugandan, English-speaking Africans. And we've been so influenced by British culture, European culture in general, but we're still very, very influenced by African culture.
And I'll definitely say we're definitely influenced by Caribbean culture.
And Caribbean culture as well. Yeah,
Definitely.
Jamaican culture, huge. Caribbean
1,000%.
culture.
Yeah.
Massive.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting because it's like,
It's become its own thing.
yeah, it's literally because a lot of the Afrobeat artists and a lot of the Afro dance or reggae artists, whether they're from Ghana or Nigeria or wherever, you always can tell they were inspired by Caribbean culture and American culture.
Yeah, of course.
And then I think as years went on, the UK, you know, we've definitely influenced a lot of people over the years.
But what's great, I think, now is that is its own new thing. You know, this this sort of blend of all of that has become its own thing in itself, and it's a very powerful thing.
I like that because growing up, it was kind of separated.
Yeah, very much so.
It's kind of like you're either into bashment, or you're into reggae, or you're into hip hop, or you're into garage, or you're into grime, and certain people. Like, for example, like I remember there was a time when if you did grime and you did hip hop, some grime artists felt like hip hop was more American.
Sure, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I feel grime is definitely the genre that really expressed how it is living in London. And I feel like it is definitely that genre that is actually from here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
It's definitely from here. So I do believe. But I like the fact that over the years that even though there was a division, like grime, hip hop, whatever it was, they've been able to merge both worlds together.
Yeah. And I think the glue with that is reggae and Afrobeat.
I do believe so.
Yeah,
I do believe so.
Because it's the common ground that everybody kind of has between all that. And those influences are now becoming international influences.
Because even me, like, even when all that stuff was happening back in the day, I was inspired by all of that. I was inspired by a lot of grime artists, a lot of hip-hop artists, a lot of reggae, R&B, even like down to some indie music as well. Like,
yeah, of course, man.
You know, I feel like that's the beginning when you're a little kid, whether it would be... I don't know, maybe Blur or Oasis or...
Of course, it was on the radio all day long.
Yeah. But that's the side a lot of people don't talk about.
But you know, it's good music. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm a guitarist. I'm a producer, yes, but I grew up playing guitar. And you know, if you're a guitarist, you like rock and roll. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, it's what it's about. You know. And my first band was a sort of funk acid jazz band. My second band was a rock band. I was in a rock band for a long time. You know what I mean? And it's a huge. It's fun playing rock guitar. It really is. As a guitarist, that's fun all day long. You get to do your thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But those influences, absolutely.
And a lot of producers. To be a producer, you need to listen to a lot of music. Yeah. It means that you might really be your thing.
Yeah.
But it's just to kind of like
that you learn from everybody.
100%, and that's what I actually like about music now. Like, you can appreciate all of that music and not feel no way about it, not feel like, oh,
I have to be this or I have to be that.
Or even if you're around certain people, I don't know if I can play that.
I think that's gone now. You know, it's funny.
I think that's gone. That's gone. Yeah.
One of the. I'm not a huge fan of Spotify. Like a lot of working musicians, it's not my favorite platform. But I will say the one good thing about Spotify is it has given us the ability to dip into lots of different styles of music without any hassle. You know
definitely,
what I mean? It's very easy to.
Definitely, I agree. I think I was talking to another friend of mine, which to me, he's one of the coldest R&B singers that I know.
Cool. Who's that?
D. Van Jones. That's someone you definitely need to check out.
We'll put it on this playlist. You see what we're doing with the playlist?
Yeah. And he said something about that he thinks that Spotify has given artists the platform that they probably wouldn't have got back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like, if you weren't, so in a sense, like, if you weren't on Channel U or you weren't on MTV Base or you didn't know people,
you weren't getting your records in the window.
You're literally just So I think there's a positive and a negative.
Yeah,
like the positive is you can put your music on the net and anyone in the world can hear it.
Yeah.
The negatives is that
there's a lot of music on there.
It's very saturated now.
Yeah. I think I was listening to someone say, I think there's something ridiculous like something like 200,000 songs a day being released on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I can't remember if that's the exact figure, but it's a lot. It's a lot of music.
But people forget that because people forget that back in the day,
it wasn't possible.
There were a lot of artists releasing albums every, probably in 1 month, you probably get about 8 to 10 artists releasing albums. Mm-hmm. But because it was CDs, and you had to listen to them individually.
Yeah, of course.
So you didn't feel like it was a lot of music.
Yeah.
But I actually think it was a lot of music. But it was music that you appreciated.
Because you had to go and find it.
Yeah, and I think accessibility can be a negative and a positive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we're in the modern world where, because it's available right there at a click of a button, do people appreciate it as much as if they were walking to the shop, get in there when you're a kid, your pocket money, your small money that you had to buy, you know, and you're like, am I going to buy this one or am I going to buy this one? You know what I mean? And that choice.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was going to be you for the next 2-3 weeks, you know what I mean?
100%.
So I think
if you had to bootleg that.
Yeah. Or your one friend would buy this one, another friend would buy that one. And you're making mixtapes and all that jazz, you know?
Yeah. 100%.
So the appreciation, I think the value of music in a certain way has maybe changed. And there are positives and there are negatives to it, you know.
I actually think that it's taken away the appreciation for the art. Appreciation. Like when music was on MTV or Channel U or played on the radio and you couldn't get access to it by just buying it in the shop, it made you feel like
you craved it more.
Yeah, you appreciated it. And I feel like the accessibility and the I'm trying to think of the word, saturation.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's made music quite sort of throwaway in a certain way.
Yeah, it's just like it's like you could go on Spotify,
click on this for 2 seconds, click on that for 2 seconds, click on that for 2 seconds. Yeah.
You don't even really appreciate it. Like, unless you're really a proper music person.
Yeah, it's true.
You're a proper music head, like you would definitely go out your way and still
find artists.
Yeah. And that's another thing as well. Finding artists back in the day
was a badge of honor.
It was,
yeah. Back in the day, to be like, oh, I know about this. Yeah, it was, you were in the know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that takes you back to when I was living in Ghana. So I used to see like certain rappers pop up on TV, and sometimes you never hear from those rappers again. And some rappers that just continue doing their thing. Yeah. And I remember like just hearing Obrafo's Primal Car for the first time, and I was amazed. I remember the first tune I heard from him was Kwame Nkrumah.
Right, yeah.
And like just the video. At the time I actually thought they were twins. Where I was like, nah man, it's just camera techniques, man. This is 99 as well. So it's like just seeing Obrafo, put that album together, I feel like that is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I definitely think that album's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the golden era. The 90s hip life.
Yeah.
And probably some of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Was definitely the golden era of hip life. Because there were so many dope rappers like Lord Kenya.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting?
I mean, for me, Reggie was the big one for
Reggie
me.
was like he was like the Wiley of Ghana.
Yeah.
Like Wiley, everyone knows that Wiley's like the main person, reason why grime even exists.
Yeah, of course.
So Reggie to me was like, that was the person. He was,
Reggie's a good friend, and he's one of the funniest guys in the world.
Really?
If he wasn't a rapper, he could have been a professional stand-up comedian.
Really?
He is one of the funniest guys in the world. He's just a naturally infectiously attractive person to be around. Do you know what I mean? He's great to be around, man. He's really, really good, you know. I remember when he's got a bar now in Accra called The Office. So,
I think that's been around for a minute.
For a while.
Yeah. He had a song called that as well, isn't it?
I remember when he first opened it, we did some shows down there.
Yeah.
And Fuse ODG came down to Ghana and he did some stuff down there.
Oh, okay.
And I remember one of the nights, I think we were having some sound issue. I was helping with the sound and we were having some sound issues. Reggie just got the microphone and did like a 20-minute stand-up routine. Had the place in stitches, man. It was beautiful, man. He's a very special guy.
Yeah, big up Reggie. I mean, I did hear that he was born over here, right?
He has spent a lot of time in the UK,
yeah. But Reggie's definitely one of those people that I definitely did grow up listening to him. I think it might have been the first album. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Maka.
Yeah, I know. I've got it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I should know this.
Yeah, and then the one album that for me, that was his best album. But I think it's the one that had it had Mensa on that album, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that album, for me personally, I could listen to that from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
The production, everything about that.
Well, Mensa's an amazing producer as well.
Mensa,
he's a fantastic artist, but he's an amazing producer.
I didn't even know he produced.
Oh, he's a very talented pianist. He's a very good producer.
Yeah. He is an amazing lyricist as well. Man.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Hopefully he's going to be he's going to be on this podcast, I think, in a couple of weeks. Hopefully. He's coming back into town in about 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. I know Mensa and One Love quite well. I helped them do a tour in 2012, which was really fun. It was real privilege to be part of it, and those guys are absolutely amazing. Yeah,
that's dope. Because One Love, I found out about him through LimeWire.
Okay, yeah.
I just stumbled across his music. I was like, right, this guy is just...
Oh, he's out there, man. Yeah,
his style is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? What's it? Kubalo?
One Love the Kubalo.
That's it. Yeah. Nah, big up One Love, big up all of them.
Yeah, this is so great, because you know all these names because you obviously spent time in Ghana.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But then the Highlife artists as well, like A.B. Crenshaw, Daddy Lumba. I'm a big fan of Kodja Entry.
Kodja Entry is amazing.
Amazing.
Sweet voice, though.
Yeah. Don't leave your girl around him, though.
You know?
Sorry, Uncle Kodja.
This is so nice. We're gonna spend time to do this playlist because what's great is that we're referencing a lot of artists that you and I know, but a lot of people who hopefully will be listening to this podcast might not know.
No, they won't know.
Yeah.
Unless you know, innit?
Unless you know. If you know, you know. Yeah. So it's really great that we can talk about these names. And hopefully...
Rex Omar.
Yeah.
Nana 24. See, rest in peace. Coffee B.
Yeah.
Coffee B was actually a definitely a dope Highlife artist when I was in Ghana.
Very cool.
Or Forian Passar, he's definitely... I feel there's something about those type of artists like Forian Passar and Daddy Lumba. They're like...
It's classic music.
Yeah, it's classic music. They're like those artists that... How could I put it? It's like back in the day, you had like a Marvin Gaye, you had a Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah.
And the ladies just...
It's some smooth music, man.
Yeah.
It's some smooth music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to say, Ghanaians, they like to dance, but they also like to...
Don't get it twisted. Yeah, don't get it twisted.
There's some lovemaking involved.
Don't let the language fool you.
Yeah. There's a reason we have large families, though.
Yeah. But I've actually got a story. So I remember being a little kid and there was this Highlife singer called Ben Bracco, yeah?
Yeah.
And he came to the UK
Yeah.
and he had like a show out here. But I remember like we had like a family sort of out, I think like going out type of thing.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing him perform live.
Yeah.
And that was probably my first time as a little kid seeing like an actual show.
Right, cool.
In just like my first time ever seeing a show.
Very cool. Yeah. So that was your experience to live music.
Live music, yeah, definitely. And I don't remember how old I was. I don't remember what year it was. But I know it was early 90s. And I remember just being there and So, yeah.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know Ben Bracco a little bit. It's funny because when I was living in Accra, my family home is very near the jazz bar 233, plus 233.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's literally the next street along.
Okay.
So I used to go there all the time, and I've played there a number of times, and it was great because you meet so many great people, and you meet so many legends of highlife music and jazz music and soul music, you know.
No, jazz is kind of big over there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Hugh Masekela, the South African trumpet player, he was married to a Ghanaian, and he used to come to Ghana all the time and do shows all the time.
Can imagine, man.
I remember seeing him back in the day, and he was a true international great of jazz music, you know.
Yeah.
And then just next door, we have Angelique Kidjo from Benin.
Okay.
You know, she is the first African music artist to be given a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame.
Wow.
She got it like yesterday or the day before.
Is it?
Yeah, it just happened literally this week. I was reading it literally yesterday.
What's her name?
Angelique Kidjo.
Oh, I know about her.
Yeah, she's from Benin.
She's from Benin?
Yeah.
Why did I think she was from South Africa?
She's from Togo. Sorry, she's from Togo.
Really?
She's from Togo.
She did a song with Stonebwoy recently, I think.
Yeah.
No, she's been big. I remember her name from when I was little.
Yeah. She's. I hope I've got that right. She is from Togo. Yeah. She's an amazing artist. Amazing artist. Yeah.
Amazing.
And again, one of the big international artists.
Yeah. And then we had like Osibisa.
Osibisa, yeah.
They're legendary because I remember being really young, and my parents always used to tell me about them, and they were like, they were on top of the pops.
I mean, huge. You know, I recently went to a gig. So there is a gentleman called Shola Akimbola, who's a Nigerian percussionist and vocalist, an amazing vocalist.
I think that name sounds familiar.
So he was the percussionist in Jamiroquai for a while.
Didn't know that.
He has, in recent times, been an artist himself, and he's a fantastic artist. And my friend Kwame Yeboah is playing keys in his band, and Alfred Carey Bannerman, who was the original guitarist in Osibisa, is playing guitar for Shola. And I went to their gig it was May the 18th.
Oh, okay.
And it was amazing, man. And the album that he's putting out right now it's fantastic, and it's African rhythms with the connection to South American rhythms as well. There's a sort of, I mean, he's an amazing percussionist. The live band, absolutely amazing. I mean, Kwame Yeboah is one of the best musicians.
I recognize that name.
Kwame is one of the best musicians to come out of Ghana. He's been possibly the most in-demand session player for a long, long time, and he's played with Pat Thomas. He has a band.
Yeah, Pat Thomas is another one.
Band. Yeah.
I found out the other day that Alicia Keys.
She's done something with Pat Thomas?
No, she said, I think not I met her, I don't know her. But I saw something online that she's influenced or listens, used to listen to a lot of Pat Thomas.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either because music travels.
This is it.
Travels all the world. And even like Ambole, like.
Oh, Ambole is my friend though. Jehu de Blamble is my friend. I should have done a track with him, and it's funny because every time I see him, he's like, "When are we doing a track together? When are we doing a track together?" And he is one of the legends. You know what I mean? And
1,000%.
Yeah, I have to come true for him.
Yeah,
he is just one of the legends of Highlife. Great performer, and you know, he is not a young man, but he still performs a lot.
Yeah.
And he is a strong man. He's going to be going for a while. Yeah.
Nah, he's a legend, man.
Yeah, very cool.
He's got that song that I used to listen to about being a young man.
I know the one you mean.
Me and Brandy.
Yeah.
Maybe when we walk-ins. Yeah. No, that tune, man. I remember there's times when I do have that on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. That's one of my favorites,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's
Yeah.
very cool, man. We this is so great because we've mentioned so many names that so many people have not heard of who
Yeah,
are
but
from UK, Western, America, wherever.
But I love that. I love that
yeah,
because that's what music's definitely all about, man.
Yeah.
It's connecting the dots, connecting the puzzles that's missing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
This is great because so many people. We're definitely going to make sure. I'm doing this with everyone now. This is my thing now. We're going to do this playlist of artists that we like, we've been influenced by, things that we're listening to right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully, everybody that can listen to the podcast can now also check out some of our influences and the things that have
100%,
given us some flavors.
And then you got Rocky Daruni, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I remember like when I was in Ghana, yeah. I remember the first song he came out with was in Ghana. And that's like the first ever Ghanaian reggae artist that I remember hearing off.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thing back then. So
and it's huge now. Reggae is massive.
You got Ras Cuckoo.
Yeah.
You got all of them, man.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah.
Reggae is a big thing. And that's what I'm saying about that connection now. Those barriers have come down and there really is such a great connection between Afrobeats, reggae, dancehall, all that thing. There's a new thing and it's all of that put together.
I love all of that because I see like a lot of the Caribbean artists working with a lot of the African artists.
Yeah.
Same with some of the American artists connecting. I like the unity
of course,
within music.
Yeah.
Like right now, I like the fact that you all can like sort of collaborate with each other and just create.
Yeah, it's just about communication.
I love it. Yeah. Like. Especially like Black Sheriff, I think he's a really a talented artist, man.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? I think his style is so unique, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think, I listened to his new album, Iron Boy, and I've probably had that on repeat since it's been out.
See, I've got to listen to that now. You see, I've got to do my playlist as well. You got to do one for me as well.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like you said, like even in the UK, we got a lot of like African community here, a lot of the artists, a lot of the legendary artists in the country, mostly are from either a West African background, or a Caribbean background.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of the legendary names. It's kind of interesting. Most of them are either Nigerian or Ghanaian or either Jamaican. Or either somewhere in the Caribbean somewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's really dope to find out about an artist and then you find out about same way like you asking me about how I grew up and what inspired me. It's interesting to know what influenced them growing up.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's what's missing in music.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, when you bought a CD, you would look at the credits, you would look. And it's just, you're more in tune with the artist.
I think social media now is, again, there's a good and there's a bad with it. And the good is that we're now starting to get a lot more insight into artist thought process.
Yeah.
Because it's now essential that you're putting stuff out on Instagram and TikTok and whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And these small snippets of personalities and who you are and where your, how your day's going and all that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a positive thing for finding out more about the heritage and influence of artists.
100%. I mean, you got Little Sims.
Oh man, she's amazing, man.
Amazing artist.
I was talking to Lemsy last week, and she came up. I even stammer when I think of her because she's so amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. And I respect her her honesty and her faith in herself. Because like I remember I was watching an interview and like she was saying she was going around trying to get deals and
people didn't know how to categorize her. Yeah.
And I think she was in America. She was in America for quite a while.
Yeah.
And like anyone could have just given up, man.
It's tough. It's not easy.
You know what I'm saying? Anyone could have just given up. And it's like, maybe we wouldn't have got this version of her.
Yes. Yeah. I think having the belief in who you are and what you do is one of the most important things as an artist, And one of the reasons that she as an artist has done so well is because of her individuality. And that has come through perseverance and having belief in that I know what I'm doing is good.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing is fly. I know this is, because you ain't doing it, And
that's cool. You ain't got to like my stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody, you can't please everybody all the time.
100%.
And you have to be true to yourself.
You have to, man.
You have to enjoy what you're doing, And as long as you know you've got your people who are enjoying it, and then it introduces it to other people who then come and enjoy it, and it becomes this thing. You're onto something, man.
100%.
You're onto something. Yeah.
But I like to say that I got a big up like roots reggae as well, because
of course, man.
Because I feel like growing up, I was learning so much from a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Whether it would be Burning Spear, whether it would be Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, all of these people definitely taught me a lot about Black consciousness, about the Bible, about you know what I mean, just overstanding myself as a Black man.
Yeah, of course.
And as an African man as well.
Yeah.
And even after Bob Marley and after Peter Tosh, like the Sisters, the Capertons, they also like definitely are a big part of my, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for me as a producer, Lee Scratch Perry is a huge influence. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine, man.
Yeah, because he was just the mad professor, you know what I mean? Just, Just sounds from wherever.
Yeah. No, that's man. No, that's he's definitely a name that comes up, man.
Yeah, he's absolutely a legend of the production game in terms of just innovation and not following any rules.
Well, that's what it is. Isn't that what music's all about?
Yeah, just doing what you do, make your mistakes, use those mistakes, weaponize them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It ain't got to be perfect all the time. But
no, not at all.
Yeah.
It's one of the funny things I think with music technology. Again, there's a good and there's a bad.
Yeah.
And the good is it's now possible to experiment and make your mistakes because it's not expensive studio time. You can do it at home. You can do it on your laptop.
Yeah.
You can just try things.
You can just try things.
Yeah. And sometimes you stumble upon something that's like, that sounds weird, but I like it. You know what I mean?
Talking about that, I actually did a song recently, and it's going to be coming out probably later on in the year. It's called Don't Like Me.
Okay.
And it's basically, I think the hot girls, I used to think they don't like me. Then I realized that there ain't nothing like me. Do you know what I mean? Until I realized there ain't nothing like me.
Yeah.
But I'm actually singing that.
Cool.
But the person that produced the track and the person that was on the track is Smooth Flow.
Cool.
And I didn't know the auto-tune was on.
Right.
So I'm just singing my heart out.
Having fun. Yeah.
Having fun. Obviously, I'm not some like proper singer. Like
doesn't matter if you got the emotion in it.
Yeah, but the dope thing is when I actually recorded it and I played it back, I was like, oh my days, this is dope.
I can't wait to hear it.
No, it's coming soon, man. And I've been getting a lot of feedback for that. A lot of people are like, yo, this tune's cold. And like probably 15 years ago, 12 years ago, I probably was saying, nah, I'm not doing no auto-tune, man.
This is it, you know?
Yeah.
So that brings us, that's a nice segue actually. So let's talk about what's coming up for you. What have you got going on? So we have this single coming out in the next year?
Yeah, I've got a couple singles coming out, working on some new music, more music to come out either this year or next year.
Yeah.
I've got an event page called Never Saw It Coming Event.
Okay, and we'll put it, we'll get the details. We'll put it so everybody can click on that and check
that out.
Yeah.
I post a lot of throwbacks on there from other artists.
Yeah.
And some people get to discover artists they don't know about and some artists that they remember.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, I post that on the stories on the Never Saw It Coming page. And Jesserific Records, Pharaoh Media, and I'm also a member of Mud Fam as well. So
you have to. Okay, so we're gonna write all this down, and we're gonna make sure that in the information side, everybody can check out all these things.
100%.
What you're up to, what your friends are up to, the crew is up to. Yeah.
And I'm studying commercial music in a few months from now. So
very cool.
So I kind of feel like musically, when I first started making music, I just wanted to rap, man.
Hey, it's a business, man.
Yeah, it's a business.
It's a business.
100%.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you actually you get a better understanding of it, man.
This is the thing. I'm so glad you brought that up, actually, because again, one of the great things about the time that we're living in with the technology that we have and the avenues we have to market. And remember, it is a marketplace, We are bringing a product to market. It's so important that young artists are aware of the potential if they understand the business side of things a lot better.
I agree. I actually think a lot of the younger generation...
They're good at it.
They understand that.
They do.
I think they have that level of understanding that we probably did when we didn't.
Do you know, it's because when I was, between the ages of, let's say 17 and 25, when I was first really getting into music, it was all about getting a record deal back then.
It was, yeah.
That was what your aim used to be. So, we're going to get signed, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Whereas now, that's not the aim.
No, absolutely.
In a certain way, everybody wants to be independent. You can, if you've got your Instagram game strong, you can find a good following. You can self-release very easily. I think with digital production, the sound quality is better. Like a bad analog recording didn't sound great, but a sort of bad, mediocre digital recording still sounds okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And production, it's possible to produce an album in your bedroom now. And it can be a good album. You know what I mean? There's nothing to say that it can't be a good album. Because if you're using certain, VST MIDI instruments, the music's going to sound quality.
Yeah.
As long as what you're putting in is good. And as long as you can get your vocals done in a controlled environment, that can be, even Billie Eilish and her brother, that first album, which went multi-platinum, they recorded that in his bedroom.
Yeah, nah, trust me.
That's a great sounding album. Obviously he's a talented producer, she's a great singer.
Yeah.
But now there's no reason why people can't be doing this.
Well, people don't realize people have been doing it for the length of time.
Yeah.
Like Daniel
Bedingfield, yeah, back in the day, yeah.
What's that song called again?
Another one.
Gotta Get Through This.
Yeah. He wrote that in his bedroom, yeah.
I couldn't believe it at the time.
And it was wicked. It sounded wicked, yeah.
And it's like, at that time, it was unheard of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Now it is.
It's the norm now.
It's the norm, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this idea of everybody wanting a record deal, I think that's gone out the window. And again, talking about Little Sims and people not knowing what to do with her, again, I think now artists are having belief in themselves in what they're doing without the validation from the powers that be, shall we say. And getting a better understanding of the business side is empowering to independent artists.
Yeah.
Because they can now say, wait a second, I've got this to a certain level. And right now, I think management is more important than a record deal.
Definitely. I think building a strong team around you.
Exactly, yeah.
Like a team that obviously wants to see you
succeed for being you.
Yeah. And, everyone knows their role.
Yeah.
Everyone I think that's what it is really, having a strong team.
Yeah.
Because if you got a strong team, you got the right budget for what you want to promote yourself with, what kind of music you want to make and why you want to make that type of music.
Yeah.
What kind of market are you going into with that music? I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you got to put the hours in, you got to put the time in.
Yeah, a lot of that as well, yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very cool, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. Listen, man, I think we've covered so much today. It's been really, really, really nice talking, man.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming down. You're one of the first guests that I've had on who I didn't know before.
Right.
So it's been really, really nice to get to know you.
I appreciate that, man.
And it's been really, really nice to listen to the influences because you've hit some names there that. Anyone who's watching this podcast, we're going to do a playlist, and please listen to some of the music that we've talked about today, because it's classic. Yeah.
Classic stuff, right?
Absolutely classic. Mr. Mack Jehu, thank you very much for coming through. It has been a pleasure, man.
Pleasure, my brother.
Yeah. Thank you so much.